with no bias nor bluff.
News with no exception and expectation.
Delivering nothing but the truth. Pure facts. This is Van Ryan Iman.
And this is Makay D. Gordon.
And this is Miss Soup Soup and Friends News Alert, bringing that as a blazing news updates.
For the national news
Local news,
and sports news.
for the headlines.
For the international news, Europe gears up to send Western tanks to Ukraine.
For the local news, Antique disburses 4 million cash aid to 784 daycare workers.
For the sports news, Pinoy lead Asia All-Stars impress, win versus Rising Star.
For entertainment news, Bella Padilla to star in PH adaptation of hit Korean movie Spellbound.
For international news, we have Eduardo and Lorenzo.
For international news, Europe gears up to send the Western tanks to Ukraine. The Western Alliance's response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine receive a shot in the arm this week, as multiple European nations for the first time answered President Vladimir Zelensky's long-standing call to supply modern battle tanks to Kiev. France and Poland have pledged to soon send tanks to the Ukrainian military to use in its efforts to protect itself from Russia. The UK and Finland are considering the following suit. Speaking alongside Zelensky in the Ukrainian city of Lviv on Wednesday, Polish President Andrzej Duda said he hoped things for the range of Western allies would soon sail through the various routes to Ukraine and will be able to strengthen the defense of Ukraine. The move upheld pressure on the Germany, which last week said it would be transferred infantry fighting vehicles to Kyiv, but it is yet to commit to sending tanks. Chancellor Olaf Scholz has insisted that any shots as planned would be to be fully considered with the whole of the Western alliances, including the unit. This is Eduardo and Nicolas Arezzo reporting for International News.
Thank you so much, Ed.
For the local news, we have Van Ryan Iman.
For the local news, Antique disburses 4 million cash aid to 784 daycare workers. The provincial government of Antique on Thursday released over 3.9 million in cash incentives to the province's 784 child development workers during the CDW Provincial Congress held at the Binirayan Gymnasium. Despite of the pandemic, the CDWS continued to render their services in the teaching their daycare pupils, Kajau said. While they were also affected by Paeng, they still serve families who were evacuated at their centers, she added. In further appreciation of their services, the governor announced that with the support of the provincial board, the provincial government is considering doubling the 5,000 incentive next year. The provision of incentives was mandated under Provincial Ordinance 2021-296. That was authorized by board member Mayala May Plameras Ladislao, chair of the Provincial Board Committee on the Social Services, who also graced the distribution together with board members. The CDWS services is very important, especially so since they are handling children in their formative years. Ladislao said, adding the CDWS really deserves the remuneration given them. This is Van Ryan Iman reporting for local news.
Thanks, Van.
Finger and clover, they go together. Finger and clover, my love affair.
semot sarap kasama ang Clover.
For the sports news, we have Alan Brill Cañalita.
For the sports news, Pinoy lead Asia All-Stars impress, win versus Rising Star. Pinoy imports put a show while leading the Asia All-Star to a 118-114 win over the Basketball League Rising Star on Friday in Japan. Basketball League All-Star festivities at the Adastria Mito Arena in Mito, Ibaraki, Japan. Former Phoenix Super LPG star Matthew Wright of the Kyoto Hanaris fired 14 points including 2 threes to go with his 9 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. Jordan didn't place third in All-Star Shootout. Nagoya Ray Sparks Jr. sank 3 threes to up and with 11 points and 5 boards and 2 assists. And Jordan Hiddink of Nagasaki connected 3 from the perimeter for 11 points. The Asia All-Star lead by as much as 20 points at halftime, but had to grind it out when the Rising Stars come back fighting in the next 2 quarters. The Asia All-Star held to their win. Taiki Okada of Sendai had 26 points for the Rising Star, while Mikawasu Yudai Nishida added 18 points. This is Alan Bell, Jinson Cañalita, Sports News, reporting.
Thank you, Alan.
Bato, pick!
Ano ka naman?
Close fight.
Double A, sir.
Uy, si boss. Wala naman. Wala na.
Tara, Vita.
For entertainment news, we have Althea Shara Bell.
For entertainment news, Bella Padilla to star in PH adaptation of hit Korean movie Spellbound. London-based actress Bella Padilla is set to return to the Philippines for a new film project, Spellbound, the Filipino adaptation of the top-grossing 2011 South Korean romantic comedy film. Padilla got hold of the script of Spellbound 3 years ago after she did her first South Korean adaptation of director Noel Naval's Miracle on Cell No. 7 with Aga Mulak and Sia Vigor. The latter was Viva Films' box office entry in the 45th Metro Manila Film Festival in 2019 and became a winner at the TILS. Spellbound was given to Padilla after the love team of James Reid and Nadine Lustre bowed out from the project when their screen partnership was no longer feasible. Padilla plays Yuri, a beautiful lady who has become a ghost magnet after she survived a vehicular accident back in high school. The constant presence of the ghost in Yuri's life stirs fear among people dear to her. Even her family members detach from her. She purposely distanced herself from other people. Hence, Yuri is convinced she is better off alone. Spellbound, slated to be shown February 1 as Viva Films' pre-Valentine offering, is directed by Joel Zarate, who will produce Sigrid Andrea Bernardo's Huling Chacha ni Anita in 2013 and Jordan Sebastian's The Art of Ligaw 2019. In Spellbound, Padilla is paired for the first time with Marco Bumabao, who needed to take an acting workshop since he is playing a magician in the film. He wanted to do hands-on training since it is hard to fake his scenes. He plays Victor, a street magician who easily attracts people through his charm and good looks. He spotted Yuri among his audience, so he made her his inspiration for his horror magic show that becomes an instant hit with the crowd. It was nice working with Marco, said Padilla. It took us a long time to wrap up Spellbound. But okay siya, CV katrabaho. This is Althea Sharaveles for Entertainment News. Back to you guys.
Once again, I am Von Ryan Eman.
And I am Makay D. Gordon.
And this is Miss Soup Soup and Friends News Alert.